Yes, I am here to tell you that it is possible to beat bipolar anxiety and depression. As somebody who's done it themselves and helps other people do it, just keep watching if you want to learn how to beat the bad. Hey there, it's Olivia. If you're new here or you haven't already, please give that subscribe button some love and make sure you turn on that little bell so you're notified when new videos go live. Alright, so I'm super excited to talk about this topic because I think it's really crucial that you understand how to beat the bad. And I think there's a common mistake that really pops up with a lot of people, and that is what holds them back from ultimately overcoming bipolar anxiety and depression. So I do want to encourage you to stay to the end of the video because I actually have a little surprise waiting for you. It's a really nifty tool that I think is going to help you immensely. All too often people go looking for that one thing, that one tool, that one, miracle, whatever, that's going to help them beat the bad. Like once and for all, it's finally going to do it. But that's honestly the problem when you have this mindset of the one thing that's just going to take care of it all. And I think, honestly, truly, my perspective, that's the problem when it comes to medication, is they think that that's going to be the end all be all fix. And to beat the bad, truly, you have to have multiple tools to help you really gain and have strength in your emotional control. So when I talk about tools, like I want you to be like Batman with a freaking tool belt, to where you can doesn't matter if somebody takes one thing, you've got another thing. So I'm talking about things like yoga, right? So yoga to just kind of help you find your center, to really take care of your body, to help slow things down. Things like meditation. I use meditation all the time, even when it's noisy, even when I have kids around me, okay? I use meditation to really slow things down, come back into myself and just chill the F out. Things like breathing, just to help give yourself some space before you create a reaction or you have a reaction. Really, breathing is just a good tool to help create space so that you can choose what your next move is. Things like even going out into nature, right? Exploring, just getting in touch, getting yourself some fresh air, and even having these self conversations. So having internal conversations where you really look to problem solve and work through whatever situation you're in, rather than just letting the bad run the show, right? Rather than just letting your thoughts run rampant or you have your body physically respond the way that it's always done. Okay, I like to see the bad as actually just an unchecked habit that's formed, right? A bad habit, if you will. These tools that you develop to have emotional control, these tools are things that you can use anywhere so that you remain really adaptable, and that there is no one solution, because no matter what comes at you, no matter what life throws your way, you are prepared with this variety, this bat tool belt. That's what I'm saying. So make sure you're not just looking for the one solution, but you're looking for multiple tools that are going to help you best navigate what you experience. All right, next up, and this one's a huge one, is perspective shift. So really learning how to shift into a more positive perspective, right? I used to think so negative. I used to just be drowning in negative thoughts. I would complain about everything. I'd be frustrated with everything. You could see it in the way I lived, in the way I wrote, in the way I talked, everything. So when you start to actively work towards shifting your perspective, right, you're changing your language, you're finding more gratitude in things, you're finding more lessons in things. And so rather than just taking things at face value, that it just sucks or it just is what it is, or, I can't change it because it's a mental thing or whatever, lies. That's not true. You can actively practice gratitude. I mean, you're talking to the queen of I could find crap in everything, and now I am literally, I'm gonna call myself the king. I'm the king. I am the bomb.com at finding gratitude in everything, light in everything, lessons in everything, positives in everything. That just takes practice. That's just a skill you practice. And these are the steps that you start to take to really beat the bad, to get out of one mindset and into another. Okay, so things like gratitude, I like to call them gratitude nuggets, grat nuggies, G-nug nugs, whatever you want to call them. I like to have fun with them. Find gratitude nuggets in any situation and do it in the situation. I mean, it's great to make gratitude lists, but if you can do it on the fly, that's when you're going to be making progress. And then finding lessons in things like, what are you learning about yourself? What are you learning about other people? How can you take that information and really create value for yourself that you can take with you moving forward? I'm going to give you a little tip, is that when people have these like really intense like panic attacks or depression episodes and they come to me and they're like, I can't break out of it. I don't know how to break out of it. And I'm like, before you try to break out of it, look at it, watch it, learn from it, study the thing that you keep trying to avoid, and then see where you have like gaps, where you have moments where you can go, okay, I can step in there. I can tweak this little thing. I can change this little thing. You learn from experiences, and then the next time they roll around, or if something similar happens, or you want to try to be proactive in avoiding it, you can then strategize and create a plan to step in and change the way things are going. Yes. Shift your perspective around your situation. Start becoming a problem solver instead of just being stuck in your problems. And the last thing truly is to build up trust in yourself. I can't tell you how crucial this is and how much this ties into, like self-love and self-worth and the way you see things. You really have to just start building back up trust in what you're capable of, what you're willing to do. Like, just trust in who you are and how you behave and who you're choosing to be. Like, just trust in all of these things. So you start small when it comes to building trust, okay? And starting small a lot of the times looks like accountability. Just saying you're gonna do something and then doing it. It's holding yourself accountable, right? So accountability is really how you start small, right? And then you build up to bigger things, right? By becoming more adaptable. You start trying new things because, again, you shift your perspective. You got this mindset of like, I'm ready to learn. I've got lessons coming in. So if you try something new, you trust that you're going to adapt and be prepared to handle that situation no matter what it comes your way, no matter what it throws at you, okay? Now, of course, when you're building up this kind of trust, it is super crucial that you celebrate the little things, the little steps. So anytime you say you're gonna do something and you do it, celebrate it. Even if you say okay, today I'm just gonna get out of bed when my alarm goes off, and you put 2 feet on the floor, celebration. Be like, yes, you did it. Like, I'm proud of you. Like, tell yourself that. Talk yourself up and make yourself aware that you are actually making progress, that you are taking steps, and that there is value in you doing that. Just because you're not depression free, right, doesn't mean your actions and who you are and what you're doing is not worth celebrating. The big 3 points on how to beat the bad, right, are to make sure that you're working on having multiple tools in your bat tool belt? There's got to be a name for that, and I don't know why I'm spacing. I am a nerd. The next thing is shifting into a more positive perspective, and the last thing, of course, is building up that trust within yourself. Now, I did say if you stayed till the end, I was going to give you a little goodie. So I have a strategy, I have a tool, right, that I actually teach in my program, Beat the Bad. This is my signature program for people who want to accelerate through and really just kick the bad's butt. And it's called the 5-minute break. So it's a step-by-step framework. It's going to take you through how to give yourself space, how to actually work through your emotion that you're experiencing, if it's a negative one, in a healthy, constructive way, so you don't get swamped by it, you don't get stuck in it, but you're also not bottling it and down and pushing it deep down inside where it doesn't need to go. So if you want to get that freebie, if you want to check out the 5-minute break and give it a try for yourself, just go down to the description. You can go to simplyoli.com/tools, and you'll be able to find that 5-minute break there. I hope this was helpful for you. I hope that you take this to heart and you really think about it and start taking steps towards beating the bad, okay? The first thing, of course, you have to do is begin to navigate it, but it is beatable. I used to live with bipolar anxiety and depression, and I don't anymore. So I want to give you a little bit of hope that you can beat it too. And if you need some more tips, if you want some more insight, go to simplyoli.com. You can even check out my podcast, Simply Happy. It's on iTunes and Spotify and my website. And that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I love you so much. As always, you keep staying simply awesome. I'll keep staying Simply Oli, and I'll chat with you on the next vlog. Bye.